Thank you, Shazad. Well, it was an interesting first half, as you mentioned. It was Albrechts that dominated from set plays, it has to be said. This ball whipped in, Zeifel able to deal with that. The shot and the ball just ricocheting all over the place. Bruno then couldn't get on the end of it either. I have to say, Sato here just got it caught under his feet. It was Ridwan that put the challenge in to stop it going goal-bound, but the keeper really shouldn't be getting involved in the altercation there, because it was Sato that was standing on him or just in front of him, as you see so many teams do. At the other end, Balastia have looked lively and they've closed down incredibly quickly. Tengku Mashad in the end found Zulkifli, whose shot should really have hit the target, although he was some 20 yards out. The ball going across him, it all came from Tengku closing down and denying the space to the Albrechts midfield. Zulkifli trying to take it at the first attempt, and as you can see, disappointment etched all over his face. Hara had to just push this one to safety as Paul Cunningham was coming in at the far post. Chuli was with the corner, even though it was illegal and not in the D where it should have been. That went for another corner, and that was a sustained bit of pressure that Balastia Khalsa did have. But Albrechts played some good, intricate football. Bruno looked as though he teed it up nice for Sakamoto. Sakamoto unselfishly tried to square it back into the box, and it was the man who's back in for today's game, Cunningham, in a reversal of roles. He's been playing centre forward and is now playing in his usual position at the back, having to be back there to defend and just clear his lines. Again, Balastia have looked on occasion to cause a threat and cause problems. A little step over there, Chuli with a snapshot. Great step over from Ruhaizad after Zul had picked up the loose ball and looked to come inside. There's the step over, there's the shot, and better is expected from Chuli from that sort of range. And this is how open it has been, because the opportunities that have been created have been for both sides. Sase pulling that one back. Sakamoto, the angle's just going against him there. Obadin coming across and putting the pressure on. It was Zeifel who had to get down very, very quickly and sprightly, and ended up saving it with his feet. And if you're a young goalkeeper out there, always remember, it doesn't matter what part of the body you save it with, you just have to stop it going in the goal, and that is exactly what the 26-year-old did on that occasion. Chuli again delivered one to the far post. Ridwan Jamil should really have done better, because he peeled off into that back post area. You can see, thumbs up, knew he should have scored there, and that was disappointment for Balastia. Suzuki just got caught ball watching there, didn't realise that Ridwan had pulled off him. But there's the tail of the tape. 7 shots altogether for Balastia, 6 off target, 1 on. Albrechts Niigata, only 2 in that first 45 minutes. And I don't think we've ever said this before, when Albrechts Niigata have played a game here at the Jalan Besar Stadium on live Friday night football, they've only got 49% possession. Shazad, have you seen that before so far this season? His man, but heading the ball wide. This is about 30 seconds into the second half. Great little flick there from Kazuki Sakamoto, and Bruno managed to get himself in behind the Balastia defence, but couldn't get the ball in behind Zeifel in goal and into the back of the net. Should really have done better here. Got fortuitous there with the bounce and the bobbles. As you can see, just maybe caught the floor a little bit too much. You can see there all the rubber just spray up and pulled the shot wide, which meant that it wasn't to be. Albrechts came out with intent. They played Balastia's game, it has to be said. The long ball played forwards, and they were looking to gain the second balls. There was that ball whipped into that far post area. Tatsuya Sase never meant this, let me tell you. Suzuki almost getting on the end of it, but it wasn't to be. That would have been a fluke. Everybody wanting the ball crossed in, including Suzuki. He did ever so well to react, the 35-year-old, but just couldn't guide the shot goal-bound. So while Balastia were left for long-range shooting, again, great play, great interchange of passing. And Sakamoto should really have scored here, but the finger will be pointed at Bruno. Touch, shoot, goal 1-0. They tried to be like Arsenal and walk the ball into the back of the net. Great play, take nothing away from that. but you can play all the beautiful football you want in the world, but if you don't put the ball in the back of the net, it doesn't count. And that was an opportunity and a great save in the end for Zeifel and Balle Steer. Chuli always looked a thorn in the side, as did Park Kang-jin. Thenku playing the ball just wide, and Ruhaizad Ismail trying to pick his spot into that far corner, not a million miles away. Had to come off a little bit later on with what looked like cramp, or it could be the hamstring injury that he has had for a while. But Thenku intelligently just teeing up Ruhaizad, who pulled the shot just wide. Harder slipping, so you feel that he wouldn't have got there was that going in the far corner. This is what I want to see. Yes, the status changed at the bottom. What I can tell you is it means that my quick maths, Albrechts Niigata had 7 more attempts than they did in the first half, and a lot more on target as well. Balle Steer, just that solitary shot on target that came from the first half as well, a couple off target. That was disappointing for them. But as you can see, Albrechts Niigata dominating the second half a little bit more than Balle Steer Khalsa, but it's still not the 65% or 70% we see at the end of each game, Shazad. So this one was too tight to call. That's why it ended. Albrechts 0, Balle Steer Khalsa 0.